Hi everybody, welcome to this qualifying round guide for the Big Apple 9-hole Cup City Park. New pin locations here on the channel. Please give me a thumb up. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you don't mind. We've got tournament wins here, plenty of drops and some suggestions and tweaks along the way as well. Please remember though, it's always best to take a practice token if you can, or two on these holes. According to your play style, clubs and balls, you might want to make some small adjustments. Finally, remember City Park is a tricky and frustrating course, so if you don't score as well as you normally would, don't worry too much. The greens and the fairways are very, very slopey and bumpy in parts. Good luck everybody, here we go. On hole number 1 here, going to play with the Saturn on the right hand side of the green due to where the pin is situated. I'm going to go with spin first, and it's 6.8 backspin and 2 bars left spin. Then we're looking for a very small sticky spot there. You can see I'm moving left and right, plus 2 yard mark position, and the second and third bounce don't really move that much when you rock to the left and the right. So make sure you add spin and you practice finding that area there. All of the yellow ring with the Saturn level 10 will be on the green. Max plus 35, power 3, and we go with just before circle break over power. So drag the ball down, you'll see the circle drop, and then it will break into the 4 triangles. You want to be just before that point. Bounces on the green very nicely, second bounce on the fairway and rolls in for the hole-in-one. In case you get the glitch roll here, pack a long distance rough iron and sand wedge, just in case you're unlucky. I've been fine though, top of plus 4 with APOC 5 and above. 2 top spin, 3 left spin, APOC 5 and 6. Blue ring touching the rough. APOC 4, you will be at top of plus 10 with 30% of the blue ring overlapping the rough on the left. Max plus 10, power 3 settings, and once we've adjusted, we're going to go with no push-up, just take the shot. It is going to be a full overpower, but it is a slower needle. 1.5 ball curl to the left, try and hit perfect. Like I said, small chance of a glitch roll here. Pack a long distance rescue club just in case you need it, but hopefully you won't. I've been fine in testing, and you want to roll to around 365 yards. Second shot, always with 3 left spin, maybe a couple of clicks of backspin as well. You can see I've got 0.1, 0.2 backspin here. Find a good landing position. Here you can see I've got the ball guide going to the pin. So you can see there, 2 clicks of backspin, 3 bars left spin. Then we're going to use our landing position plus yards. I would like you to tweak the aim on this one. Plus 4 with sniper 10 will be plus 6 with sniper 9, and that equates to 80% slider, 0 elevation. We are going to use sniper 10 numbers. Just be careful when you adjust here, because in high winds, you're going to go in and up the slope of the bunker, and it may glitch. So if you are finding difficulty adjusting like that, then you could always pull 5 rings and then quickly spin the camera around to push the remaining rings for accuracy. Small tweak needed to the aim here. Primary objective here is to secure the birdie. You might get lucky with an eagle on this tough par 4. We're going to use the rock to drive here. White ring touching the rough on the left at the top of plus 10 with the rock level 8, top of plus 9 with the rock level 9. Then we add spin, and you will see here I do change the spin. There we go. We want 4 top spin, half a bar of right spin, ball guide pointing down the fairway. And you can see we're at plus 10 with the rock level 8. Adjustment max plus 0, power 3, max plus 0, and this is just a very nice layup, take you down towards the end of the first piece of fairway. You will need the big dog or the cataclysm for your second shot, and then you will need the grizzly for your third shot. So max plus 0, power 3 in this crosswind angle. No curl, no overpower, just hit perfect, although of course great balls are fine either side with a high accuracy club that we're using here. Going to approach the end of the fairway here. Drive distance is going to be around 335 yards. Second shot, we're going to set up in the middle of the right-hand segment of the fairway and add spin. 2.5 top spin, 3 bars left spin. I would advise you to set up as I do here at plus 10, so a couple of yards away from max, just in case you have more of a headwind angle, you might adjust into OP. So I just back up to +10, add your spin. Like I said, bullseye in the middle of that bit of fairway. We're going to adjust max +0, and then we are going to play with some left curl. I would advise you to go with half a ball of curl to the left, no overpower. We're not really looking, of course, we can't look for any yardage here. They don't give you any yardage on the second shot, but you're just looking to approach here safely, bouncing on the middle of the fairway. Approach this point here in front of the rough and the sand, but not threatening it. Third shot, going to show you the check first. So move the target up in line with the pin, and you want the bullseye over the front left leg of that sign there. Make sure you are in line with the pin here, of course, and there you can see there's your reference. So +3, that is going to be the sign check. Now let's look at the shot here. I would always play here with 3 right spin and a little bit of back spin. I go with 2 clicks here, so call that 0.1 or 0.2 if you want. Now, there isn't really a funnel, unfortunately, with this new pin location. This is a bit hit and miss. I've missed this one high, I've missed it low, and I've also got it in a couple of times as well. But that's the position I'm going for. Ball guide just through the hole, red ring touching the rough. You might need to tweak the spin a little bit. Try and find a position left and right where the ball guide doesn't move as much. Like I say, it's not really a funnel, definitely not as wide as the funnel that we used to play with the old pin location here. But use this as a reference. Of course, you can rework it if you're not finding this to be very consistent. +3 on the sign check, going 30% slider, -20% elevation. Make sure you go minus and not plus here. And then we're catching the rough very nicely, and we're just sneaking this one in. Now here I'm going to play with the Grizzly, and I'm going to go with 1 bar of topspin first, and then I find the position with the blue ring touching the rough on the left and the ball guide missing the cup on the right, going long. Then I do a respin, and I add 1 bar of right spin. Of course, if you don't want to risk the shot clock and do the respin there, you could just jump in straight with the 1 topspin, 1 right spin, pausing the video and looking at the offset there, but that's the way I was working it for consistency. Max +10, power 3 settings, use Grizzly 9 numbers, and we're pulling twice over the bullseye. Make sure you do the same. You might need a wind angle tweak or two, of course, here. 8.4 in wind has been fine for me, so I wouldn't worry about spending a wind 4 ball on this one, to be honest. Going onto the green very nicely. The speed is the key. We're dropping that one for the hole in 1. On this one, we're going to start with the quarterback, blue ring touching the rough on the right at the top of +12, and then you switch to your APOC and thorn bag. 4.5 top spin, 3 left spin. Don't worry about the ball guide going into the bunker because the tailwind is going to do the rest of the work for us. Max +15, power 3. Okay, max +15, power 3. With some of the holes here on City Park, it is difficult to get consistent drive distance. You may get a glitch roll, you may get a dead bounce. That is just part of the kind of characteristics of this course. Love it or hate it. So max +15, P3, perfect ball away. Here, I'm rolling out from the shadow very nicely. And generally, I've found this one to be fairly consistent, around 335. Second shot, we need to do a fringe check, and we're going to find the fringe bullseye over the beginning of the fringe in line with the pin. It's very difficult to get this lined up with the pin. You could see I started with the Grizzly and pulled back vertically just to get the alignment right. So try and be as accurate as you can. Hopefully you will be in plus yards. If not, you're just going to have to make a pretty good estimate here. You're going to need either 2.8 to 3 backspin, depending on your drive, and 1.5 left spin. Try and bounce before the fringe here, ball guide going to the front of the cup. +1 for the fringe check here, we're going to go 20% elevation and 76% slider. 2% per yard, so if you're at +2 with your fringe check, you will go 78. +3, you would go 80%, and so on. Pull this one over the bullseye. We need the 20% elevation because of the crosswind here. It is going to affect the ball, fly to the ball in the air. So 20% over the bullseye on this one. Decent chance for an eagle, bouncing very nicely, and here we are rolling in for the eagle. On the drive here, I'm going to go with a Titan actually, because this is always going to be an outside chance for an albatross, so I kind of think, why waste a kingmaker? We're going to go with 5.8 topspin, 2 right spin, bullseye in the middle of the fairway there, top of +4 with APOC 5 and above, top of +10 with APOC level 4. In fact, APOC 3 you could play here as well, top of +13. Then we're going to adjust max +20. You could, of course, play this with an extra mile or a Thor's hammer. Make sure you get your equivalent start yards because, of course, different clubs, different power. Perfect ball away, no curl needed here, just concentrate on hitting perfect. Bouncing very nicely, exactly where we're aiming. And we're rolling down the fairway, and you're going to be around 395 to 400 yards. Now, you will need the big dog or the cataclysm for the second shot. And we're going to aim at max distance, apply always 2 left spin, and around 2.8 to 3 backspin. You might need to back up a little bit here, as I do. I want to have, with spin added, the second bounce just before the beginning of the fringe. Here I'm aiming deliberately left of the pin because the green will slope to the right. So we're just going to see the aim point there. We're going to adjust max -15. Now, if you are really unlucky or you have a dodgy pull angle here, you might end up in the bunker. I would always err on the side of being too long than being too short. I would rather clear the bunker considerably consistently rather than risk being short. As you can see, it's fine here, max -15. If you are worried about getting a dodgy bounce though, or an inaccurate pull, then use a little less backspin. Hole 7, going to play on the left hand side here with the APOC 5 and above, top of +2 yards. APOC 5 and 6, blue ring touching the rough on the left. 5 top spin, 3 left spin. APOC 4, you will have 30% of the blue ring overlapping the rough. On the left, you will be at the top of +8 yards instead. The adjustment is going to be maximum distance, 10% elevation, and we're going to need to have the Guardian in for your second shot. Of course, there are sniper options to be considered. You could try with a sniper bouncing over. You could also drive on the right hand side and go with a more aggressive rough bump if you please. You've got a few options here. Outer wall curl to the left once we've adjusted and hit perfect. Bouncing very nicely, and we're going to roll nicely down the fairway here. Drive distance is going to be around 345 yards. Now we're making a pin check here first, so bullseye over the pin gives me a +4 yards, and we're going to use that for our slider. Then we're going to add spin, max backspin, and 1 bar left spin. Now you may have to modify your plus yardage here. Of course, Guardian 9 has 1 extra yard, so that will be +5 with Guardian 7 and 8, of course. Now I missed this one left, so I would like you to aim a little bit to the right here. Look at the second bounce though, because you've got different club accuracies with different levels of the Guardian. So, and also with an incomplete ball guide, that's why I'm aiming so far to the right of the pin, because the wind, of course, is going to push us left as well. +4 here with Guardian 9 going 62% slider, 5% elevation. I will go 2 to 2.5% per yard. Like I said though, small tweak needed, and there are other options to consider with the sniper if you don't like this approach. Word of warning here, if you don't like this setup, don't feel compelled to play it. Instead, bounce on the green with backspin with the Guardian, because this could go wrong, and even then I would tweak this, practice it a few times as well, because this is a risky shot. We're going with 3 bars of left spin only and finding our point there in the rough for our initial aim with the ball guide through the hole. There's a lot that can go wrong with this shot though, so I really would advise you to test it out with a few tokens first. If you're not liking the results, just play with max backspin on the green with the Guardian and take the birdie and run. But if you want to give this a go, here is an example drop. Mid +30, power 3, sniper 10 numbers. Nasty wind angle, really nasty pin location, I'm not going to lie here. It's up to you whether you want to risk it or not. For plenty of early access content, including academy tutorials and the latest episode of my Club Guides series, join us on patreon.com/BK Golf Clash. Loads of elevation charts as well, and win charts for all the tournaments. Great way to support the free content here on the channel. Plenty for you over there. So please join us on patreon.com. We're going to finish with an albatross. We are going to start with the quarterback, top of +10, before spin, just before the ball guide gets clipped ever so slightly by the rough. Okay, then we switch to APOC and sniper bag. Now we're going to add spin, 4.5 top spin and 3 right spin. You don't have to have a wind 4-ball, but it will help with the second shot. But of course, a kingmaker is fine if you don't want to spend a wind 4-ball. The choice is always up to you. Now we're going to adjust max +10, power 3. Making our adjustment now. As you can see, we're not going into plus yards, so that means we're going to have a slow needle with full overpower. So that's what I'm going to go with, full overpower. 1 ball of curl to the right, really steady needle, slightly less so with APOC 4, but should still be manageable really. Perfect ball away, be wary of a great right, you might clip the rough, so just watch out for that. And we're rolling down the fairway. Drive distance here is going to be around 345. Second shot, rough check first. So bullseye over the rough line, in line with the pin. +3 with sniper 10 equates to +5 with sniper level 9. Then we are going to add our spin. And I'm going with 3 back spin and 1 right spin. Once I've done that, I find my position. And I want the ball guide going to the pin on this occasion. And then it's time to adjust. +3 with sniper 10 going 62% slider. And we're playing with 0 elevation. Okay, 62% slider, 0 elevation. +4, you will be further away with your rough check. So I go 65. +2, I will go 60, and so on. Use sniper 10 numbers on this one. We're still staying on the platform after the adjustment here. Higher winds and a great left drive, you may be adjusting down into the bunker, so you might need a click of OP to compensate. But a good reference drop here, bouncing over the rough nicely, and we're finding the cup for the albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.